So it's been about a month since installing our eco pond in our greenhouse dome, and there's been a few changes and a couple of surprises. So one that you might be able to detect right away if you've seen our last pond video is the addition of more pond plants. The role of pond plants in a pond ecosystem is to provide some shade to help discourage algae growth, and you achieve that by trying to get 70% or more coverage on the surface. The other thing that pond plants can do is take up nitrogen from the water, especially if you have fish, which is something else that we've added since installing the pond. We've got 2 koi and 8 other goldfish, and it's definitely been fun watching them. Now that they're used to the pond, they're super interactive and they love to come around when I come up to the edge of the pond. As far as the pond plants go, I got some fast growers. That includes duckweed, which is the one that is spread around the most. It's the fastest growing. And I knew that was important to block out the sunlight. The other plants include pennywort, which is kind of like a seaweed that's popping up, and it's created its own little wreath in the middle there. And there's also frogbit, which looks like mini lily pads, which are super cute. So hopefully these continue to grow and spread and give us nice coverage on the pond. Even though I added the pond plants week 2 after installing the pond, it did take a while for those plants to get coverage, and we did see a little bit of algae growth. You kind of get a sense of the water. It's a little bit green looking. You can definitely tell it's hard to see the bottom. So it did end up getting a little bit murky. It can be tricky to avoid that greening in a very brand new pond. There's a cycling process that happens as a fresh body of water adjusts to the inputs of fish and plants and sunlight and temperature. So it can be a balancing act the first few weeks for it to balance out. The definitive way to tell would be to do some water testing, and that might be coming in a future video. But our video today is sponsored by Papa Soap, which is a company specializing in pond products. So I'm excited to try upgrading our current filtration system, which is on the small side, to something much bigger, more suitable for this pond. So it's a pond pump and filter and fountain all in one. Also, I'm going to add a little decorative touch by adding lights into the pond as well. So this is another specialty product of theirs, whether you have an indoor or an outdoor pond. It's a great way to spruce up the look of your pond and make it really attractive, especially in the evening hours. I did add one other artistic touch to the pond, which was a little bit of artwork on the outside, using Colorado native flowers and using a little bit of oil pastels. It definitely added a pop of color and has made this pond really cute to behold. Our pond kit came with a waterfall box and small pump option. So if you look at the size of the pump, it's not too big for the size of this pond. So I think we definitely need some help adding in some additional water movement and filtration. And it is recommended to regularly clean your pond pump and filter. And I admit I haven't done this yet since installing the pond, but I'm giving everything a good spray down to get the gunk off, and we'll see what that can do. So this is the Papa Soap large filter. This is the large box filter that's going to go in the pond. Now the tricky part is that our pond is so deep and we don't have a way to get into the pond and out of the pond without trying to damage it. So I'm going to use this big planter as the base to rest this filter on. This is the fountain that is an adjustable stem here, and this will sprinkle out 2 different waterfalls, 2 different layers. So I'll figure that out once I get it into the water, how high it needs to be. Before I put it in the water, I do want to show you what's inside the filter. It's definitely next level as far as filters go. And it's got some filtration here as it's pulling the water in, but inside it's got all kinds of ceramic, porous pieces that can hold biological substrate, meaning that it can enhance the bioavailability in your pond by providing more surface area. So all of these things are great additions to this pond box. We have a bag of these that came with the pond kit, but it's cool to kind of see it inside of the filter as well. This is also going to give some weight to the filter, so as it takes on water, it's not going to float up. All right, well, this part's going to be a little tricky because I can only reach into the pond so far. So I can't put it dead center, but I will put it opposite of the other water feature and pump to try to hit this area of the pond. So I'm going to have to stand on something, I think, and then lower it slowly and then sort of guide it with maybe something like a crowbar or a stick. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully the planter, once it's filled with water, doesn't want to float up. This is a pointy tool. I'm not going to do any sudden movements inside the pond. It's just to help hold and guide the planter. So let me kind of get this in here first. Get some of the plants out of the way. It's harder than I thought with the plants. At least there's air holes in the top. Need my tool. So this is just going to extend my arm. Not going to poke this nice pond with it. There's still air in it, so I'm trying to get the air out. All right, we'll see if that stays put for a minute. All right, let's see if I can reach out there. Nope. It's floating to the top, guys. Floating to the top. Let's see if there was just a little extra weight on top. Would it make a difference? Another thing I can add are some rocks to the top of the planter. It's not really floating up with a lot of force. It just needs like a few extra pounds. But what I can do is take advantage of this buoyancy right now and position it exactly where I want, and then I can get a rock to put on top to keep it staying put. I just saw some more air bubbles come out, so let's plug it in. All right, there it is, folks. An awesome pond upgrade. We'll see if some of this green water clears up. Well, this is a very nice addition. It's a lot more aeration than this pond has seen in a while. So that's definitely going to keep the surface agitated. Hopefully the duckweed doesn't mind. Sometimes the duckweed doesn't like tons of agitation, but this is definitely going to aerate quite a bit, and I think the fish will love it. I think the koi likes the fountain. I'm curious how it would look with lights in there, so let's put them in. So Papa Soap specializes in pond products, and one of their products is lighting. These are 6 underwater lights that can be operated on a timer. You can set the timer here. It'll automatically turn off after 16 hours. So I don't have a real strategy here other than sort of plopping things into the pond, and then I figure if they're pointing the wrong way, I could just use a really long stick to turn them the right way. All right, well, my strategy was just kind of chucking everything in. Now I'm going to get a long stick and position the bottom so that the light is angled towards the middle. Luckily, I have plenty of long sticks. All right, well, you can see the lights there now that the sun's gone behind the cloud. And you can really get a sense of how murky the water is because look how cloudy that light is, not too see-through. So hopefully that improves over time. You can even see the light on that side of the pond. Oh, the fish think it's a disco party, I think. Now, these Papa Soap features definitely use electrical outlet, but they also come with solar options as well. We just opted for this because eventually we're going to be making our entire dome completely off-grid. I guess we can say our pond is officially upgraded. Okay, Brian just got back from work. Let's see what he thinks. Hey.
Wow, look at that cool fountain. Actually, it looks like it's clearing up.
Is it really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, you couldn't see that far down the other day.
Oh, you might be right. It does look a little bit less green.
I like how there's a little round patch.
Oh, yeah, the duckweed got trapped in the middle of the fountain. That's funny. It might be starting to work. I mean, it's only been about 3-4 hours, so.
Yeah, I mean, you can see that light down there. How did you get the fountain in there?
Well, I used a planter upside down, so I know
one of our big pots?
That big pot, yeah. I don't really have the reach, to get things in the middle, so I had a little tool, and So I know it's not level.
Yeah. Could be the ground.
Could be the ground. Could be the pot.
A lot.
We'll see how the filtration does. It would be awesome if it really clears things up, A+. But Brian, has talked about building a deck over the top, so you're gonna have a real cool area.
Yeah.
And a whole eco pond. Oh, here's all the fish. Look at them all.
They're always looking for food.
They just, they're a lot clearer than they were earlier this afternoon.
Yeah.
I really think you're right about this filter really
I think if you let it run overnight.
hasn't taken a lot of time. So those big filter is for the win, for sure. Or just 2 filters going at once, even.
Good.
Now, these fish are real
They're biting my finger.
Did they bite your finger? No way.
Look.
Oh, they've gotten a lot braver. Okay, time for Brian to feed the fish. Watch, they go nuts. They go total nuts.
Whoa. Battle Royale.
Like, oh my God, it's so clean in here. It's nice and relaxing, isn't it? We should turn on the lights now that the sun's gone down, see what it looks like. We'll have to unplug the fountain though. Okay, so this is what it looks like with the lights, which actually you can see better than you could this afternoon. Maybe there was a lot of sunlight coming from the top, but you really couldn't see the lights before. But yeah, it's kind of cool, and I can't wait to see what it looks like when the water clears up. Kind of. Which way do you think they should point?
Probably that way.
Point, like have tangential, not pointing straight up. Okay.
No.
All right, we're switching out the tips. We're trying to see what other effects we can get with this thing. All right, be prepared. Ooh.
Oh, it needs
Now,
a little higher.
Yeah, it could go up a little bit higher. And there's also a valve adjustment on the stem to control the water flow. So you can make it come out a little more gentle if you wanted to.
Okay.
Oh, that's a really big bubble. See, I think that looks cool.
Yeah.
And I like.
Look, that's cool looking.
It is cool. All right, folks. Well, we'll keep you posted on how the pond clears up with a new, bigger filter box and a big fountain. Kind of fun to play with. Kind of get different effects. And
yeah, it's pretty slick.
Yeah, not too bad. So thanks again to Papa Soap. We'll put a link in the video description if you want to check it out. If you're thinking about building a pond or if you have one. And if you have any pond tips, definitely share them in the comments. All right, we'll see you next time, guys.
Bye-bye.